Hi, I'm Andrew Peterson, Director of RFID Race Timing Systems, and welcome to our 2011 product review. Ultra is our premium sports timing product that we released in 2010. It utilises disposable chips, which are typically below $1, making this system the most desirable system for running events and cycle events around the world today. Up until now, transponders have been quite expensive, of between $7 and $8 each. But with Ultra, we have a disposable chip timing solution. It's therefore no surprise that disposable transponder technology in sports timing is really taking the world by storm. In the United States, over 80% of events there are timed using the disposable technology. And Ultra is our response to meeting that market. Race directors love disposable transponders because they don't have to get the transponder after the event, and the athlete has a better experience overall. The Ultra timing system consists of 4 major components. There's the control box, the antenna mats, the transponders or tags, and then the firmware which wraps that system up. The first component, which is the control box, houses the industry readers that read the tags, as well as the microprocessor and peripherals like Ethernet switch necessary to create a timing system. And the control box is housed in a sturdy Pelican case, which makes it a system that can be deployed out there in the field in the most difficult of conditions. It also has an internal lithium-ion battery which gives it a good 5.5 hours of runtime before needing recharging. The second most important component of Ultra is the antenna mats. These actual antennas have been designed by RFID Race Timing specifically for race timing. The actual antenna is embedded in a rubber compound which makes it waterproof and very sturdy. The antenna mats have a non-slip upper surface and will not creep forward under heavy pedestrian traffic. And each antenna piece can be interlocked using our unique jigsaw design so that finish lines and start lines can be made as wide as 16 metres. The third component of Ultra is the transponders, or tags as known in the industry. I have some examples of the tags that we use with Ultra, the first one being the Power ID tag. The problem with UHF tags is they don't perform very well next to water, and the human body being made of over 70% water often presents a problem for a UHF tag. The Power ID tag gets around this problem by using an onboard liquid battery which boosts the performance of this tag when placed next to the skin and therefore can be placed on the race bib of an athlete. A second tag that we like to utilise is what's called a standard passive UHF tag. This tag is a lot cheaper and a lot smaller. Not as powerful as the Power ID tag, but we utilise thin foam EVA faces that go between the tag and the race bib. This allows this tag to read very well on even high density start lines that you would typically see in large fun runs around the world. What differentiates RFID race timing to our competitors is that we allow our timers to purchase transponders direct from vendors around the world. This means that the transponder can be purchased for well below $1 and in many cases can be around the 50-cent mark. These are just 2 examples of the transponders that can be read with the Ultra system, and there are many other transponders out there on the market today. The Gen 2 EPC UHF protocol is an industry-wide protocol, and Ultra is able to read all those tags with that particular protocol. This means that if we find a cheaper, better tag in the future, that tag can be utilised by our race timers without any change to the Ultra firmware or their hardware. To wrap all this up in an Ultra system, we have the firmware. The firmware is the software that runs the readers and stores the data on the Ultra system. We have spent over 2 years developing this firmware to work with readers and the very complicated Generation 2 protocol. As a result, the firmware allows someone who's not so well versed in software or programming to utilise this system with a minimum of training. The firmware resides on a very simple but robust industrial microcomputer, and that's very important to know because this firmware must be robust and not crash during critical periods, particularly on the start line of a major fun run. The firmware records the data, and it also is responsible for sending that data through an Ethernet switch. On Ultra we have 2 Ethernet ports which are connected to an Ethernet switch as well as a wireless Ethernet bridge, and this allows Ultra units to be daisy-chained and to communicate in real time their raw data to a central computer. The Ultra firmware comes with a free application with every Ultra system called RFID server, and it's this application that will interface with many third-party scoring software packages. The system you see today now is a combination of many years of research and development, not only in the laboratory here, but also out there in the field, in real live races. We're really excited about the Ultra system and believe it's the premium system out there today for disposable tag timing. And already we've sold many of these units around the world today.